Hi and a warm welcome to Winner's Corner. We have a Sunday ahead of us that brings us a Grand Slam 75 round at Romme Racetrack. And the Romme Racetrack, 8 days ago, they were hosting the V75 round, and we got to see a quite favorite heavy round, Harry. What do you think that we will get to see this Sunday?
I think we're going along the same lines. I think there are very good horses in the races, and some of the favourites really head and shoulders above the rest. And so I'm looking for a Grand Slam 75, hopefully paying a reasonable return. But I think it's going to be very difficult for anybody to have be alone in the G75.
Very well then. We start in race 7. It equals the third leg in the Grand Slam 75 round. And it's a race of a full distance for horses that have earned less than 3,500 euros. What betting value have you found here in this race?
I think Jimmy Oskarsson's stables really had good form and have a horse, number 3, Sergei Fear First, or for First. And we watch it here, a very good performance. And as I say, wins easily. And I think must have a very good chance. I've gone for a Quinella though, and I'm going to include horse number 2 with it. So a Quinella combination 3-2.
Okay, then we move on to race 9, and it's a race for apprentice drivers. And number 11, Bottnas Dragon, seems to become the favorite. But you believe in another horse here?
Yes, I believe in Bon Natal. I've always kept an eye on this one. Basically, I come from South Africa. I went to school and was brought up in Natal, which means Christmas Day in Portuguese. And this horse is really capable, has done very well. And as I say, Nicholas Westholm has got his horses in stable in top form. And I think that really seriously, Alexander Lugman's got a chance of taking the lead, and he'll stay there all the way.
So, win bet there in race 9 on horse number 1, Bon Natal. We move on to another win bet in race 10, and it's a fine race for mares over full distance. 15 of them have decided to try to get this prize check of 125,000 Swedish crowns, but only one of them can get it. Who's he going to be?
It's going to be a really up-and-coming driver and trainer in Sweden. Martin Pius's number 5, Donna Miras. Very consistent. This is a top-class filly. And as I said, Martin Pius is the name you're going to have to watch in the years to come. This is one of the new arrivals on the Swedish scene, and they come all the time from the youth. And he's really done well, and he's a fantastic trainer. And I see that Don Miras is going to be very hard to beat.
So win bet there on number 5, Donna Miras. And that leads us on to the daily double. Because race 10, that's where you say that Donna Miras will win. And DD1, so DD1 is out of the way, and we focus on DD2. And here we can see that you bank number 4, Titan Arrow. And it's not the favorite here either.
No, it's not the favourite, but I've chosen 3 horses, as you can see, in my Grand Slam system. But I feel in the double, I like to always take the single option. And I've been impressed with Titan Arrow, and I think with that combination, we can get a reasonable payback of 8, 9, 10 times the money. And that, to me, is pretty good.
And this means that we have one single combination for the daily double this Sunday. Now let's talk about the Grand Slam 75 round. We have to find the winners in 7 consecutive races, and Harry here, he thinks he has got them all included in his system that we can see here. And let's start in the first leg. 12 horses over full distance, and you stick with the 3 most trusted horses here. Any comments? Anyone you want to lift forward a little extra?
Yeah, I've chosen 3, but if I want an outside of the 3, then I'm obviously going to go for number 12. And a really good horse, this one. That's we're talking about Kyoto Cab, and with Kenneth Halstead up. He's got draw 12, which means that we'll probably get better odds, but certainly has the capacity of winning in a field like this.
Okay, and we move on to the second leg, and looking at the early betters, Harry, we can see that most people think that this is going to be a 2-horse race between number 1, Halo, and number 2, Kiao QL. You seem to agree.
Yes, absolutely. I think these 2 stand out, and honestly, I don't think it's necessary to waste, shall we say, waste combinations by taking any further. I think one of these 2 will definitely win.
Okay, we've already talked about the third leg. You then recommended a canal on horses 2 and 3, but here you add on another 2 horses, 5 and 7.
Yes, I feel that, as I say, it's a Grand Slam 75, and I'm looking for a little spread. I've got 2 bankers coming up after this, and so I'm definitely just going to cover up with 5 and 7.
And one of the bankers that are coming up is, of course, number 9, Kong Henry. He's the biggest favorite of the day. What do you want to say about this horse?
I want to say, first of all, they've named it incorrectly. It should be King Harry. But we have a look here at Kong Harry. It's in the mist, and he's actually wins very, very easily. And I think he's head and shoulders above the rest of the field, and is going to be very, very hard to beat.
Okay, then. And the 5th leg, you earlier recommended a win bet on number 1, Bon Natal. But here on your system, we can see that you have, you think almost that this is the most difficult race, or because you spend 4 marks here.
Yeah, as I say, I had to choose between another banker and I've chosen obviously the first leg of the double, and as a result of that, I felt that I had sufficient combinations available just to cover Bon Natal, and that's why I've included 3 other horses. But my first choice, without a doubt, is 1 Bon Natal.
We've already talked plenty about your other banker, number 5, Donna Maras, in the 6th leg. So let us instead finish off by you telling us why you don't trust your DD banker, number 4, Titan Arrow, to be a banker here on your Grand Slam 75
because,
system.
I think that if I'd taken 3 combinations for the double, I would have taken those 3, and any one of those 3 have got equal chances, I think, of winning this race. So I had to go for 1, and I've gone for Titan Arrow. I think that he's got a good chance, and I looked more at the repayment on the daily double odds. So for me, I feel very safe with 3, 4 and 11. We've got 2 really good bankers. We've covered some of the other horses. I'm looking for at least a reasonable payout.
Thank you, Harry. 288 combinations is what we have for this neat little Grand Slam 75 system this Sunday. The races are, as we mentioned earlier, held at Romme Racetrack. And if you want to find out more information about Swedish trotting and horse betting, you do so by checking out our website, swedishhorseracing.com. Best of luck now with your bets this Sunday. Bye-bye.